Right, 0 to 60 tests. It is wet. Okay, well the first thing I'm going to start off with in this car is the interior. It's got rather an appealing interior. It's quite well put together. It looks quite flash and jazzy in a way, I suppose. It's the first time I've seen a felted glove box, that's for sure. Okay, well this vehicle. Well, where do we start here? Let's start with the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster, perfect. Not obstructed in any way by the steering wheel. The speedo dial, rev counter dials, they have been designed to fit between this gap here of the steering wheel, which for some strange reason so many car manufacturers fail to do. The wing mirrors in my mind are a little bit too small. When it comes to cars, I think screw the aerodynamics, you want vision. This has got like the mouse ear shaped ones, could be a bit bigger I think. Rear view vision, excellent, it's not obstructed in any way at all. Apart from the rear wiper, but you know, you can see what's going on, that's the main thing. Always like to give the cars a bit of a wiggle test. This one's quite responsive, but I'd have to say for a small car it does boat about a bit, which is a bit disconcerting, because you've got to bear in mind, if you're going to do emergency swerve in this car, would you want to be in a car that counter affects your intentions when you're steering? And there is a bit of a play there is a bit of a lag. So the steering for a short wheelbase vehicle is not responsive at all. Now, is that warm bushes, or is it just basically a crap car? Thinking about buying one of these, it's obviously going to be a second-hand one now. You want to look into that. If it's bushes, then that's not a big job. But you know, I can turn that steering wheel all that distance before the car even responds. That's not good. And with the floaty, bouncy suspension, you don't want to know that. Now let's have a look at the brakes. They're not that great either. The car seems to pull to either side, and they don't really feel like they're working in synchronization, and I'm not really feeling the ability to apply the brakes at a gradient. I think there's a lot of things you're going to have to look out for when you go for a test drive one of these second-hand. Steering, brakes. You know, with the back to the steering, it might not be bushes, it could be a steering box. Now let's see what we're like on the corners. Well, to be fair, it doesn't corner too bad. But for a front wheel drive, it's unusual for you to have the ability to get the back wheels to come out more. It's an unusual car, this, I have to admit. It's a 5-speed manual. It does pull quite nicely, to be fair. I think you could get away with driving this on the motorway and overtaking lorries at speed and stuff. You know, it's quite a nice car to look at. Aesthetically, it's quite pleasing. There's quite a lot of noise from the car, from the engine bay, underneath the car. It's not very well insulated. But, you know, this car is a cheap runaround. It's not going to be anything more than that. So, anybody thinking about buying one of these, then they're already going to be clued up to that idea. But just to summarise, the brakes are not too great on this, and the steering's not too great. So if you're thinking about buying one of these, you really want to be looking at something like that. Maybe even take it somewhere and get it jacked up just to have a look. It hasn't got a very good build quality to it, to be fair.